Okay. Okay. Right, I found a video. Okay. Dear me. So far, this super weekend, sorry I'm running a bit late, we've made, oh, there's no one here. Hello, Dee. Hello, Karen. Oh, Facebook's showing me nothing. Rightio. Hello, Karen. Hello, Dee. Hello, Diana. Sorry I'm running late. So, we've made this page. And then we made a card. And you can, there are some posts around, and it's not been on the emails to get, if you want to order all 12 kits, and you get a discount and you get the freebie of the day when you do that. And then we did this page Friday. It was a 7-inch by 5-inch fakey photo. Didn't do that. And then yesterday morning, Noah and Amelia Ann did some tags. So Amelia and Noah. Yep. And then yesterday afternoon, Naomi John did this page. And it's interactive. Got a pocket. It's got those little Polaroids. And then last night, Naomi John and I did this page. And once again, interactive. That did stick down in the end. Rightio. And we have a lot of stuff here on the desk. So, oops, hello, Chloe. Yep, it's all good. Hello, Amanda and Trish. Enjoy this weekend. I need to give my mojo a jump start. Hello, Deborah. Hello, Joanne. Yeah, I'm going to say I'm a bit tired. Okay, so today's freebie of the day when you spend over $30 is this vellum. We're going to trial the vellum with the 2 patterns. See how that goes. Hello, Karen. How are you? So see how that pans out. And so we've got another new element shape today, fussy cut element shape, and that is stars. If you have purchased a Grunge Street mini book kit, you already have stars. So I've only been using them as a limited release. So we've got the stars. And then today we've also released Aussie Grunge tags. These are especially great if you do junk journaling, but great for cards, pages, tags, junk journaling, scrapbooking. And then we've got hearts, which is a bit feminine, but you can still use Aussie Grunge for feminine stuff. And then the last but not least, we have for today some rice papers, quarters. And that's what we're going to use this morning. with this. Also today we have a wattle builder stencil. I'm going to show you how to use that. Rightio. So let's get those going. Okay. So we're going to use one of these rounds. This one is so you can either hang it on the wall or you can get the command strip things to stick them on the wall as well. This one is 7.5 inches. So it's the 7.5 inch one. And it's timber. We don't make stuff out of MDF because an MDF is actually toxic when you sand it. And if children are to chew on it and that, like people make Easter and Christmas craft things with MDF for little kids. And yeah, it's not, that's not good. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to collage the background. And then we will put our wattle on the front. We're going to put some wattle on here. So we're going to do a bit of collage. Let's definitely use this one. And I'm going to cut these today, the rice paper. I know we usually tear them, but I'm going to cut them and we're going to do a bit of a patchworky background. Hello, Cheryl. Hello, Mary. I should have put the class on for 11. The nativity rehearsal went a bit longer. I had to swap out with Quentin and Amelia's doing nativity play Christmas. My cutting's not perfect. Hello, Elise. How are you? Just going to cut this bit off. Let's use a bit of this blue. So we're going to make our background and then we're going to do some practice with our wattle and our leaves. Yeah, let's do that. I think that's what we want You got some coffee. Can't remember if you had gone off it completely. Oh no, I'm drinking coffee again. Only one a day. I've been since like May or June, maybe. Oh, it wasn't. Yeah, probably July since I've been drinking it every day. August, I don't know. Sometimes I don't have coffee, but I need one today. Definitely need one today. If you are on our insiders email list, our nativity event, not nativity, our advent event started today. So you'll email a day with something on it each day until for 24 days started today. So if you're not on the insiders list, you can't, can't get the whatever it is we're doing. So do we want that? Do we want the timber look behind? I think we might. So at this point, you could make a decision and you could go, okay, well, I'm going to paint this white. And then that means that you won't have a bit of the wood grain showing through. But I think a little bit of the wood grain would be nice to show through. And I like making life difficult for myself. I like randomness. So I'm just going to cut these up. I'm not necessarily going to cut that one up. I'm going to leave that one as a whole. But I'm going to cut these up a bit. So it's a bit more of a patchworky thing. And I think we're going to start with this one. Great admin thing today. Yes. I said hello to Christy, didn't I? Yeah. Oh, did I miss Trish? Hello. Oh, no, I think I said hello, Trish. Advent today was very good. Love the collage quarters. These would be great as card fronts. Yes. Definitely good for card fronts. Definitely good for doing bits and pieces collage. So you could use a paintbrush, but you've got to make sure you wash your paintbrush really well because this is like glue. This is my messy mat here. This is like glue. We're going to use matte medium because we don't mind a bit of the timber shot.
Hello, Mum.
Hello, everyone is back now. They've all done the run around.
I think twice.
What's that?
We only got pooped on by a bird twice.
Oh, is she going to have a shower?
Yes.
Right, so let's put...
Get to walk on.
Dad and Millie had to start walking because we weren't back there yet. So let's get this so it's upright. I do want my lines to be nice. And I like to put some of my matte gel over the top. I do like to seal over the top of my rice paper, which is actually just mulberry paper, really. It's called rice paper in Europe. That's why we call it rice paper, because in Europe they call this rice paper. So we call it rice paper because it is made in, stuff we use is made in Poland. You do have to work fairly quickly. You could get this in a tub. I've got a bit much there. That's okay. I'm going to store it on my finger. I think too big this now. And You know, we're not being pedantic about things. We're just getting it on there.
Has this been for the wash?
What's the matter? Poor Mealy. First experience being pooped on by a bird. Never fun. Did she really get pooped on?
Yes. Under the trees at the hockey fields.
Is she distraught?
No, she's handled it very well, considering.
Well, better than the other two would have. Much better than the other two would have, I can say that honestly. So we're going to put a good amount, not a good amount, not a thick amount, but a nice shallow even coat. And look, I made it slide and I've got a hole there and I've picked that up with my finger. You do have to be a little careful.
Yeah, I'm trying to go there the next one.
Just left the door of the house open.
Yeah. You shouldn't say no, I'm alive.
What? But you left the house open?
Yeah.
No, you're right. Right, let's find where the cloth is. Yeah. My desk needs just a massive big clean up. Rightio. We're just gonna sit that over here to dry. Then let's get a piece of white cardstock. We're going to practice something we're doing later. Okay. So let's do this one way. You'll be able to cut these out. Like, you're going to get in your kit a piece of white cardstock so you can practice. The kit will come with a template as well. So I've got a brush. So this is in that acrylic set. This is a filbert number 4. So filbert means it's got a nice round at the top. This is a flat. I think it's a number 6 from memory. Let me scrape off the paint here. Yep, that's a number 6. Right. So a filbert would be really good for this, but a round brush would be better. Let's see if I've got a round. That one's a bit big. What's that? That's a 6. Actually, it looks more like a 12. What's this one? It's a 6. Let's get the bucket brush down. I have a round number 3. Let's use a 6. So we're going to use our round, and it's a number 6. 6 is a really common one. I don't always like to use something that thick. Let's get a few greens. What have we got here? What was that heinous green? Really dark green. So we're going to do our... So we've got a bit of like this dark green here, but we really don't want to mimic that too much. But we want a bit of a, you know, we want a bit of a dirty green when we do our leaves. Okay. So I've got like an antique bronze here, or you could use like a copper. So that's going to be our... That's going to be our muddy colour. Muddy. That's to make it muddy. Yeah. We want to make our colour a little muddy. So I've got a little bit of that. And then where's that green? This green's... It's just... Yeah. And then we've got this. This is Celadon, and this is the sort of colour we want because that's a bit of a eucalypty colour. And then, and yeah, I'm mixing normal and metallic. And then we're going to use like this pastel chartreuse. We want a light colour. You could use white. That's fluorescent. We're not using that. So what you're going to do, make sure your brush is damp. And you're going to get a bit of colour. See? We've got a bit of a mix of colour. I'm going to try and hold it up to do this. And then you're going to start with your point. And you're just going to do that. Yep, bit of a mix of colour. And then we're going to do... See? Too easy. And then if you're going, oh, I didn't go the whole way, I'm going to, you know, just twist it like that. So where you come to do your stems is you just get the tip. Focus. Focus. And so we're just going to get a bit of colour. Now see, I've only just loaded it on the tip. Just on the tip. I'll pull it together. Like that. So when we get to the end, we're actually going to use that to sign our piece as well. Okay, let's get our stencil and do it again. Second way. Right. So we're going to get something like a dauber. Let's get any old cut line on. So I've got some colour on this dauber. We're going to use one of our colours. Let's do the other ones over here this time. So we'll get a little tiny bit of our colour. Pat it off. And then what we're going to do, and we're not doing a holistic thing. This dauber's pretty crappy. You can see using the dauber, where am I putting that? I'm going to put that up there. can see using the door, but we've made a faint outline for our leaves. Right. So make sure our brush is damp. Yep, bit of colour. You can see I haven't mixed it. Just gone dab, 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 dab. And you can have your stencil. It is better to go from the point towards you. So no two leaves in nature are the same. There's a bit much paint on this time. So I'm just going to stay up on the tip. Like that. I'm just going to roll this because it's a bit too fat. There we go. But you can see that we've got our colours. Our colours are sort of in each leaf. Each leaf is made from the same set of colours. So then we've got it clean. We've got, it's not dripping with water, it's still damp. We're going to just use the tip. And then we're going to, you know, tidy up the end and pick up from the tip. And Gentle does it like I'm barely touching the surface. Look at that. Nice, 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 nice. And like I've got a little bit here where I can see a bit of a join, and I'm just, my brush is only slightly damp, and I'm just going to use that tip just to feather that down. That. Nice. Rightio. So let's dry these, get rid of our plastic stencil so we don't melt it.
What's you making?
We're doing the collage circle and we're going to add the...
Sweet.
Going to do wattle
Wattle.
and leaves.
What about wattle?
Wattle and gum leaves technically, but
Wow.
it'll be right. We'll survive.
Oh, no. I just discovered that she left tomato sauce all over the front of her leotard, so that's why I was panicking.
Oh, have you got it off?
Yes. Now I'm going to do the very lucky shirt that she was just wearing with the birds.
The bird just crapped on.
Yeah.
Rightio. Is this dry?
Comment of the day. Does it rain under trees on a sunny day?
No. No. No, she got pooped on. Has anyone rang your mother back?
Yeah, I rang her spoken before.
Okay, so with this Wattle Builder stencil, this set of gum blossoms, wattle blossoms, whatever you want to call them, goes with this set, and this set goes over here. So, and as it, so you put it, if you're going to put this and have it square, if you want it to be exactly right, it goes square on there like that. And I think we might put this, we might turn it. Right, what about there? I think that'll be good. So let's get a few yellows. Rolling the paintbrush as you go down some of the leaves or pushing a bit harder to spread the brush. A combination of rolling and pushing. Like you're sort of rolling and pushing at the same time.
Yeah, so
but not...
We're going to pick up at 2:15.
Oh, okay.
I'll tell you about it soon.
Okay, see ya. Yeah, okay. And then I've got this bright yellow. And then let's get a tiny bit over here of our antique bronze, which was our muddy colour in our leaves. I've got some of this pastel marigold, which Montmartre needs to make as a big tube or a bottle or something, because I love it.
I found my girlfriend.
Did you? Where is he?
He's next to the TV with the lightsaber.
Well, you didn't even look for him this morning. You sat near him. Well, then we need some white. Is the stencil only available with this kit? No, it is actually available online. Antonia? It's available online now. It is in the online store. I'm sure it's in the online store. You go to the online store and click on... Oh, no. Just wait. I didn't remove something. Only insiders can currently access that. Let me just remove something. Sorry. I've been out all morning and I forgot to do something. I forgot to click a button. Deary me. And now nothing wants to work for me. Why? Yep, because every man and their dog's using the internet. People need to go out. Just refreshing again for the 50th time. Now you'll be able to see it on the website. So we've got some white. So we've got these colours here. So we're going to put ours sort of here. You could trace this. You could put it on with paste. You could do whatever you wanted. But what I'm going to do... Just going to get my light yellow. And I'm just going to use the tip and a tiny bit of paint just to stencil this on lightly. There we go. I think you should be able to see the stencil now. Let me check for you. Yep, it's there. Whoopsie. That was a bit of a bad thing to do, wasn't it? So now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to get but we're going to start with our 3. I've got gold, I've got the marigold and the light yellow. And we're just going to... They don't have to be perfect circles. And This is kind of our base. And we don't want them to be one colour. Be careful not to turn it. Like I have this bad habit of turning the brush. And what happens is then I get a bit more of a mixy. Right, then on one little edge, I'm going to get a bit of my bronzy colour. And just on the little edge there. And then what I'm doing is I'm just pouncing that. So this is actually called pouncing, what we're doing. I'm just pouncing that. And purists will say you need to put it on the same shadow side on each one. And you know what? You just want a little bit. On the blossoms. I'm going to wipe off most of the stuff. I'm going to get a bit of white. You don't want a lot, you just want a little hints of white. Okay. So but they're floating. So let's get our little tip and let's make sure that we do some more and make sure it goes in. That's too much. And I can see sort of stem through here, so I'm just going to get a bit of my yellow, my light yellow. There we go. Oh, my video's frozen over there. Just make it look easier. Hello, Jeanette. How are you? Oh my gosh, I love that stencil. This is a fantastic class. Thank you, Dee. There we go. So let's do the other one. So you're going to get a piece of white in your kit that you can practice and play with. Now, we've used paints from the metallic set, the pastel set, and the satin set. That's all we've used. Rightio. So where are we going to put these? I think I want to do it this way. So it technically goes that way, but look, I'm going to say you just kind of need to take a bit of creative license. I think I like that there. Yep, I think I like that there. I'm just going to get a bit of my yellow. It's my lightest yellow. Now, you could use a stencil brush. You could use a, you know, like a devastatingly wrecked brush. You could use something like this. This one's just completely stiff with matte medium. My children are. My daughter complaining about paintbrushes, and she's the one that got paint on the end of this. You could use a dauber, but daubers are really a little bit too big for this. Rightio. So I'm going to try and hold it up again. I hope you can see what I'm holding up. So you can see I'm getting a bit of this and a bit of that. Trying not to mix it. And they don't have to be completely round. They're almost round on the stencil, but if you turn it, like I have a habit of doing because of the leaves, if you turn the brush, it will mix more. But we've still got time to, in the process, to get it. You're all going to put wattle on everything. So interesting concept. If you buy a tea towel and you wash the tea towel, you've got to wash the tea towel. You've got to wash the preservative out of clothing and tea towels. You buy a tea towel. You wash the tea towel. You iron the tea towel. Then you, let's get our dark color here, just a tiny bit. To do, let's try and do our shadows down the bottom this time. Then you get a piece of sandpaper and you sit your tea towel on sandpaper, because the sandpaper is going to help it not move while you paint it. And then you do these on your tea towel. Then what you do is, when your painting is completed, and you need to use more paint than what we're using here. Like you, well, not more paint, but you need a decent amount of paint when you're doing on fabric, because the problem with fabric is that when the thread rolls, and trust me, when the thread rolls with use in a piece of fabric, the paint hasn't come off, it's just rolled to the other side. So this is acrylic paint, so this will work. You make sure you use heaps of paint, like really lots and lots of paint. So then when it's dry, put some Glad Bake over it, and you, or baking paper, and then you put some little highlights here. Then you iron it. Really give it a good iron. You actually have a tea towel with a painting on it, and that painting will last. Let's get our light color again and put that back in the middle. Oh, I got a hair there. A piece of hair. Let's use this piece of brush hair. Something icky off my palette. But yeah, make a great gift. And people go, oh my gosh, did you do that? And you go, yeah, I did. And if you didn't trace it with a pencil, technically you freehanded it. Just technically. Obvious something. I tried to order some color cuts on the Advent 20. Won't. Just gonna play. No, it's not color cuts. It's only picture cuts and title cuts today. There you go. Everyone else knows what Insider's got for their Advent, day one of Advent. So their day one Advent special was 25% off picture cuts and title cuts. Oops. Sorry, busy with Christmas tree. Oh, cool. Picture cuts and title cuts only. Latex makes sponges are great for paint through stencils. Yes. Makeup sponges. Yes. The sale blob on the email takes me to color cuts. It shouldn't do. It shouldn't take you to colour cuts. It should only take you to picture cuts and title cuts. I'm going to check that because just going to check on the discount. Oh, it's not going anywhere. It is going to the website, but it does say picture cuts and title cuts only. Really? That's really interesting. It does say title cuts and picture cuts. You just need to find them on the website, obviously, because they've edited my link. Sorry, I'm just going to try and follow this. No, it will just go to the website. It won't go to picture cuts and title cuts because we've got two collections. There you go. I've just checked it. Sorry about that. Mine took me to the front page of the website and I typed in the search bar for what I wanted to look up. Yep. Yep. It'll only take you to the front page of the website because it's two collections. Because it's two collections on sale, it'll only take you to the front page of the website. There you go. Worked it out. Yeah, it will only, but it does, when you click on it, put the code in your shopping cart. If not, you've got the code. Yeah. Oh, it says color cuts at the top. Yeah. It just takes you to the front page of the website. Okay, this is fairly dry now. So let's just snip sort of close-ish. We don't want to heat set this straight up because what's going to happen is it's matte medium, so it is kind of like the base. It's kind of like the base that acrylic paint's made from. So it is a it's a plastic compound, and what that means is that it will bubble up and make like a sheet of plastic. Rightio. So I think it's dry enough. Let's give this a bust. I think it might be dry enough for this. So what we're going to do is I'm doing this on an angle, like so you can see the angle I'm using. I'm not going up and down. I'm doing it on an angle and I'm rounding it around so that the paper is nicely rounded into the timber. If it's really wet, you can't do this. This is almost dry. Just feels a little damp now. Do have to be careful if it is damp like mine is, that where you sit your finger, you don't sit it there for too long, that you move your finger around. Like I'm moving my thumb here regularly so that what happens is I don't rip the paper off like I did there earlier when my finger was not dry and my background was not dry. So this actually gets rid of the glue that's around the edge as well. And I'm following the edge of my paper. If you go up and down, you will just pull the paper up. I've pulled it up there a bit. That's okay. Get rid of all that fluffy stuff. Just moving this out of the way. Okay. So it's okay. It's a little dodgy looking at the moment. But I think what we'll do is we'll put this big one sort of here. And then we'll put that one kind of there when we put it on. But what we'll do beforehand is we're going to come in with let's get brown. Oh, where did the brown go? Here it is. Unfortunately, the only way to get this brown is in the tube. It's burnt umber. It's only $2.50 a tube. I mean, gosh, it's beyond good value. Make sure our brush is damp but not wet. I'm just going to get a little bit on the tip. And I'm just going to draw a line. So I'm going to draw a line. I'm going to clean it off. And then I'll just so I'm just pulling a bit of the colour out to soften the line. I don't have enough there, so I'm just going to grab a tiny bit. So we're making it look like we've sort of inked the edges. And if we've put a layer over our rice paper, it is protected. Okay, so that one's done. So let's get a little tiny bit on the tip. So remember, we've done all of this with one brush. So I'm going to go around this little piece here. Let's do a tiny bit around the edge there. So clean our brush off. Get rid of most of the water, and not enough water gone. So we're kind of using the acrylic paint. Probably more like a watercolor than a acrylic paint. And technically, this is called floating. Yeah. Don't know if you want to know the technical names for things. Bit of water there. Okay. Let's do... So we're going to move around. So you move around so it gets a chance to dry. Well, that's too much. Let's do this section here. Oh, too wet.
A bit more when it's soaking.
Yeah, bet you it is. If you go too slow at this, it won't blend. But that's okay. Oh, not so much gel medium up here. So it's sort of grabbing. Yep. You can see that. It's just grabbing. Oh. I dipped it back in the brown on the mat. You can see it's got underneath because I wasn't really real good with my gel medium up here. But that's okay. I can accept that. Let's come down here and do this one down here. You have to have enough on there for it to work too. It is very hot here as well, which is going to affect our drying time. But what you could do is you could just do one little section at a time. Instead of doing around a whole piece at a time, like I am. Just clean that up. Let's clean that off there. Okay, let's come back and do this blue bit here. But let's do it like, let's do a section, a line. You could use watercolor pencils. You have to wait until the matte gel is completely dry. You really do need to make sure it's completely dry before you do that, and you've got to be careful not to sort of gouge into the gel. So not so much gel medium on the edge here again. So I'm kind of just creating shadows around each of the pieces. Let's come down and do around here. You could do both sides at the same time. It would be a good idea to do both sides at the same time, but I don't know. I like to do it bit by bit. Let's do this side here now. See, we can do both sides, but you've just got to be a little careful that you don't accidentally remove it as you put it on. We are getting to that point where we've got a lot of sections done. Right, let's go somewhere else. Didn't really go very far, did I? It is very, very hot here, so I'm not going to have a lot of success with keeping it damp here to do blending techniques. Fortunately, and then around this edge, I'm just going to put that there. I do need to get this done so we can paint our picture on the top. Okay, where are we at? We're over here. Just making this one a bit darker. So in places you can actually be a little like heavier handed. Where is my paint? I missed the paint. Okay. So let's get some wateriness and then I'm just, oh dear. So look at this. It's not much matte gel there. Might have been a little bit light-handed with it underneath. That's okay. It's just creating, well, that's a bloom. You call that a bloom, what that's just done. So I've got a fair amount of water on my brown paint on my palette now, so I can move it out. So you could recut the holes in this or just like I said at the start, hang this with command strips, those sticky command strippy things. And you'll get to a point where you sort of are comfortable with the colour and the brush. And you know where you want to lay down more shadows. That's what we're doing. We're making shadows around the paper. Right, how's that? All the way around. Oh no, we haven't. I think we might have done this, but I think it just needs a little more. Like that. There we go. Now we're going to put our wattle on. Oh, sorry, I missed a whole heap of things. Yeah. Oh, it actually shows you the front page of the website. So when you click on that thing in the insider's email, it actually is taking you to the front page of the website, but at the top it might say color cuts. It depends on where it is in the slider. This is a slider thing. And here, can't get it either. It's just going to put the code in your shopping cart, or use the code. It's just picture cuts and title cuts. Just unpacked. So now I'm sitting watching. Yep. Thank you. Okay, so now we're going to put these on there. We're going to paint them on there. Put that there. Let's get some colour. Oh dear. We're just doing it roughly. Gotta be careful because our background's still a little tacky, so don't push down too hard on your stencil, and just, you could mask the stencil, like stick something over it so you don't put the bits on you don't want. The thing you really want is the tips of the leaves. Okay. Right. Rightio. I think we need some more of that bronzy colour. Got go to the shopping on the sidebar, choose products by name, and then select title cut and picture cuts. Discount will be automatically from the link. Yes. The link puts the discount in your shopping cart and takes you to the front page of the website. Thank you, Deborah. Okay, so we've got a bit of this and a bit of that on our brush, like we did before. And there we go. I'm going to do this one. Oh, where did this one go? Across here. There we are. Okay. We're going to go. That one's a bit light. Should be right. Our paint is getting a bit mixed. There we are. Okay, I'm going to do a bit of a naughty thing here, and I'm going to do my stems quickly, and then I'm going to give it another heat. I'm just trying not to. So they've got to. You really have to do stems because it's got to go to somewhere. The leaves aren't just hanging in thin air by a method of teleportation. And then that one goes off here. And I'm just going to blend that in. Right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do something a little different to what we did last time. Make sure our brush is damp and get a tiny bit of brown. And we're just going to do a little bit of a, you know, shadow underneath. We'll just spread that out. Let's see. Oh, a bit too, no water left. Let's just clean that up. Just want a little bit of brown around it. Just so that, let's put a little bit in here, so it's sitting off the surface. See, we just want to show that these leaves I'm not melting. And it's the combination of the brown paint and the water to get the shadows. So you don't have paint grab, but you have, and after a while your palette's going to be the right sort of consistency. And we've already prepped this background a bit. We do this before we do the wattle because the wattle's just going to sit on the surface in any case. And yep, we've got some sketchiness and lines, and that's from, you know, where I did my original matte gel. Where we did our, you know, with my hands, and I had it all. Just want that a bit darker in there. So we've got a bit of texture coming in there. It's a bit dark. If you've used enough matte gel at the start, you won't get grabby bits, really bad grabby bits. I've got a couple of spots where I just don't have enough matte gel. Don't want to make the hole behind it like just one big brown. You want it to be like darker up against the leaves. I want the leaves to be sitting on the surface. We will do something like this again. Right. Make sure you've gotten, try not to have the brown on your leaves, although it's not going to look bad. Right, there we go. The ordinary to the extraordinary. Make them look a bit 3D. The leaves on top are really cool. Okay. But I don't like matting the waterfall pages in the booklet with glitter paper. Yep. You have to cut the middle out of the glitter paper. That's the problem. Because they just don't stick. Okay, so I've got some green paint on my finger here, and I've got it in a couple of places. So I'm just gonna get a little bit of brown smush and hide the dollops of green paint that came off my hand. There you go. Hidden. Rightio. How do I want this time? Is it the same as last time? Possibly. I'm not worried. Rightio. So we're just doing you know, we're just getting some colour down to indicate where they're going to go. Oh, let's do this upside down this time. Like that. Or did I do it upside down last time? Who knows? There we go. It's easy to hold it this way. So we're going to start with our base of our gold, yellow, and our marigoldy colour. So we've got one there, one there. One here. Got a little one there. How's that? Run out of our light yellow. Right, then we're going to get a little bit of our antique bronze. So I'm going to do one set of these gum blossoms / wattles or whatever they are. Whatever you want to call them. They're meant to be wattle. I'm going to do one set at a time because we're working wet on wet. So the whole point is we're doing this wet on wet so that, and notice how I'm being a bit more specific now and making sure I get, so you can get the end of your brush to be a little raggedy. Oh, that was a bit much white. It's not the end of the story, but a bit of our yellow. If you look after your brushes will look after you. Brush off, get rid of our colours, and where are we? So we've got one here. So these ones are smaller, and there's nothing that says they have to be perfect circles. They look like perfect circles in nature, but they're not actually. They usually got bits eaten out of them. And I'm going to do one there. I'm going to do a pair here. And I have a little tiny one somewhere, but I think it's been lost in translation. Okay, so I'm doing it up the right way this time. So I'm going to do my little bit of antique bronze at the bottom of here of each one. Best part of this is you've used one brush. Just put a label on this brush and say, you know, my wattle painting brush. Don't touch. Let's get it clean off. Yeah, we're not rinsing it between. We really don't want water on here. A bit more water, a little bit more white. They're still floating for the moment. We haven't come in with our put a little bit in this middle of each one, between the two colours, between our light and our dark. We're going to put stems because, you know, we don't want them floating around in the middle of nowhere. Could you put matte medium between each layer, making sure first layer is very dry? Of this paper. Sorry, Mary, I've lost. Sorry, I'm not fit in 10 pages. The main thing is that you put matte medium under the rice paper and over the rice paper. And the reason I like to put it over is so then it's not porous. But I like it that it's thin. If we'd used pattern paper to do this, you would it would be thick and it would be hard and it'd be heavy. And I like the rice paper because it's thin. So remember, we're just, you know, waving the very tip in our paints here, and we're just getting our combo. Too much green in that one. Ish. Be careful with your stems that they don't look too, you know, too many straight lines and too contrived, like you thought about it too much. You just right. This paint's starting to get a bit dry. Ooh, that's a bit thick. There we go. That's okay. Right. I'm just rolling it on here, and I'm gonna just get a little bit of water. There's a bit of a signature there. And the hole is up here, but you really can't see the hole anymore, so we can just stick it on with command strips. There we go. And it looks like the background is just you've stuck on a fancy piece of paper that's got all the shadows and the antiqueness to it. But it's not. We've actually made that. And a bit of metallic in there. See how that metallic antique bronze just gives a bit of shine and interest and mixing. So we have mixed matte paint, which is called satin, matte paint, pastel paint, and metallic paint together, and we've got an interesting combination because you've not just got lights and darks, you've also got mattes, normals, and shinies. Does that make sense? Could this be done as a page without the wood? Yes. Joanne, you could definitely do it as a page. Well, we painted this. So you're going to get a piece of 12 by 12 cardstock in a kit that you could then use. You could make that into a page.
Wow. But
you could definitely do this as a page. You would definitely need to make sure you put your matte medium down. Beautiful, fantastic project for gifting. Thank you, Dee. Thank you, Mary and Joanne. Couldn't you put the medium? Oh, on the leaves. Oh, you could. Once the leaves were dry, you could put a bit of matte medium over and, you know, just before you do your shadow. You could definitely do that. Definitely do that for your shadow. Explain the painting side of it. very pretty. Thank you, Chloe. Thank you, Deborah and Diana. For sure, wow, Quentin says Mary. There you go. So we did painting class. I love painting. I love being an artist. Yeah. Maybe I need to do more painting classes with you guys. I think it turned out pretty cool. Thank you, Di. So we are meant to be back at 1 o'clock. Got a dancing rehearsal for Christmas. Mare's Christmas carols at 3. It's meant to be a team project at 1 o'clock. Who is doing that, Quentin? Is it you and your oldest daughter? Yes? Okay, there you go. Quentin and his oldest daughter.
Right.
I have made a big crap of mess. You know I should chuck a name in John and leave the mess behind. Thank you, Elise. This castle keeps ending up everywhere. It keeps on, appearing. So we will be back at 1 o'clock, and it's going to be Quentin and Naomi John. So we're going to be back in an hour and 7 minutes. That will be funny. Yes, it will be funny, Chloe. It's going to be beyond funny. We've got some kits. We've got some kits to catch up on. I think Naomi John's meant to be doing that right now. She was meant to be doing kits yesterday afternoon, and she fell asleep instead. She's folding. She's meant to be doing kits. But yeah, the kits will go up. We will get there. I think I've made a mistake and put out tomorrow's products today, but we'll see how we go. It'll be interesting. We'll see what we do. So there you go. I like that this is not perfectly straight. It's like hand cut. I love that. So take care. Thank you, Dee, as well. So take care, stay safe, and we'll see you at 1 o'clock, or Quentin and Naomi John will. Thank you. Bye.